Hello everyone, my name is William Barman and I'm the co-founder of Ma.fi. In Ma.fi, there are different user roles. You can be a teacher, a student, an assistant teacher and a guardian. What's also important to know is that one profile can have several different user roles. So in this video, I'm going to tell you all you need to know about the different user roles and how to use them. So without any further ado, let's get started. Now I'm logged in as a teacher in Ma.fi, and to edit and organize the user roles you need to go to My Classes. In the previous video, I showed you how to add a class and also how the students register for that one. So if you don't know how to do it and you haven't seen that video, there will be a link in the description below. Here you can see that I'm a teacher of a class and here are all of my students. You can see that by a student there is this edit button, and from here it's actually possible to edit the user role of this profile, but it's also possible to add a new role to this user. So from here I can actually make Tom an assistant teacher for my class. This means that the easiest way to add an assistant teacher for your classes is just have that person to register to your class as a student, and then you will just change this role. And this is what I will do. So I can edit this role for Tom, and I want to make him an assistant teacher. Now you can see that Tom is no longer by the students. Instead, he is an assistant teacher. The other option that we had was also that you could add a new role to a user. If I do that, in this case Louis would still be a student in this class, but also an assistant teacher if I make her that. So now you can see that Louis is here as a student, but she is also an assistant teacher. There's another way that you can add profiles to your classes, and that is if a person already has an account in Ma.fi and you know that person's email address, then it's possible for you to use that email address to add a user role. In this case, I'm going to take my own email address and I'm going to make myself an assistant teacher in the same class as I'm already a teacher in. So how I do that is I go to add a user, I enter my email address, and I will make myself an assistant teacher. As you can see, I'm still the teacher in my class, but I am also an assistant teacher. So if I want to change my view from being a teacher to the assistant teacher, you can now notice that from the main menu there is a button Change User Role, since I have many different. From here I can see all of my different roles in the system. And this is important to know because if you add yourself as a teacher, an assistant teacher and as a student, you can explore this system to see exactly what these different roles of the system sees. So before we do that, let's add myself to be a student. So I will again add a user role, I will use my email, and I will make myself a student. Now you can see that I'm the teacher, I am a student, but I am also an assistant teacher. So now let's go to grade 9, for example, to trigonometric functions and to the assignment. So here you can see the different options a teacher has. I can publish solutions, I can publish the answers, they are just able to be turned on and off for all the exercises, and I'm also able to edit the content. So if you want to know what an assistant teacher sees, you could change the user role to an assistant teacher. An assistant teacher would still be able to see the solutions for the exercises, which obviously have great advantages for the assistant. Of course, the assistant is able to see the answers. The assistant is also able to publish solutions, but the assistant is not able to edit the content. So now let's have a look at what the student sees. Now the students only see the exercise, not the solutions or not the answers, because the teacher hasn't published it. But instead the student has the ability to mark the exercises with different colors. Let's make it green and update the site. Now you can see that the first exercise is green. So if you are a new teacher in this system and you want to explore what the different user role does, this is a very good way to do that. There is one more user on the system, and that is the guardian. As a teacher, you don't want to add each and every guardian for every student. Instead, this is something that they can do themselves. If I am a student, I can actually go to the main menu and press Settings. From there, it's possible to add a guardian. From here, the student only needs to add his guardian's Google, Facebook or Microsoft account and press Save. And then it's actually possible for the guardian to log in, and the guardian is able to see exactly the same thing as the student sees. If you liked this video and you found it helpful, give it a thumbs up. And if there's something that you would like to know more about, then leave a comment below.